Hazardous chemicals. Every workplace has to have somewhere stored that everybody knows about and gets trained on hazardous chemical information. Okay, chemicals that you can be exposed to that are contained on site. That if there's an accident and you have to evacuate, how to identify the escape routes, what the alarm sounds like to evacuate, how you're told to evacuate. So, big thing here: container labeling, MSDS, and training. Okay, the training is going to include all this here, but container labeling and you guys knowing how to read it. Okay, just because there's a label on there doesn't mean you guys know what it means. Okay, you see those triangles or those squares? There's different components, right? Reactive, fire, health, and reactivity, or whatever, something like that. MSDS. Everybody's got to know where their MSDSs are for the stuff that's in their place of employment, and every hazardous chemical has to have an MSDS. Okay? Over there in Aztec, you know where the MSDSs are? Right when you walk in the door. Okay? Now, in day one of your training, or the first week of your training, when you took it, everybody should have taken a tour, and that should have been something that got identified. Okay? Maybe you missed that day, maybe you missed that hour, maybe you missed that minute, but if you haven't had a tour, ask your instructor, me or Jeremy, said, hey, I don't know where all this stuff is. You should be able to identify the fire extinguishers, pull boxes, all that. But MSDS is where somebody tell me where they're located. Right inside the door to the lab. Is there any more? They have to be stored where the chemicals are stored also. Yeah. Back by the, well, it doesn't necessarily say but it has to be stored in an area adjacent to where the chemicals are stored. So, and there has to be a central location for all of them. They have to be in hard copy. You can have them on a computer, but then that computer has to be free access to all employees. It can't be somebody's private computer. Okay? What information does the MSD? Everybody look at handout 3. This is the last thing we're covering, and we'll be done for today. MSDS, handout number 3. Everybody should have one. Albert, are you asking a question or are you stretching?
We can answer your question.
Oh, okay.
Tells you what PPE to wear.
Okay, good.
What could be reaction from exposure to it.
Keep talking.
How to handle it, clean it up in the case of a spill.
Okay. It's divided into sections, right? Okay, what's section 1 say? Somebody spit it out.
Product and company information.
Let me see if this will call up here. Might. Okay, what's section 1? I'm sorry.
Product and company information.
Good. Chemical identity. Okay. Section 1. This tells you what the chemicals are that are in there. It has all the contact information for the company: name, address, serial number, phone number, all that kind of stuff. Okay. It talks about what the items are, what their jar is, any kind of item number, and then goes down to what the components of that thing, of that chemical are. Section 2 says hazardous ingredients. Okay? Oh, we got to go back up here. Health, flammability, reactivity, and it says protection. If it's assigned a number by it, that's what they mean. Have you guys all looked at MSDSs before? Who hasn't looked at an MSDS? Since I first started looking at them, they've changed a lot, because I've been around for a long time, but they've changed a bunch. Now they're getting pretty standard. You'll still see some that aren't standardized, okay? But more and more companies, because of the positive image it portrays, more and more companies are going to a standardized MSDS, okay? So this bull moose, old bull mold grease, okay? That's the chemical, all right? That's the name of the company that makes it and how to get a hold of them. That's their website. This is the item number if you were to purchase the old bull mold grease in a 2-ounce jar, 14. So that's how it's sold. Health, it's got a 1, flammability 1, reactivity 1, and protection is X. So it says consult MSDS. So it's unstable if heated. It possibly will burn, and it has a slight temporary health hazard. I don't know what that means. Okay, this is what it's made of, all the ingredients. This is how much percent. So D-homopolymer is 70 to 90% of that. Okay? Organophilic clay is 5 to 20. So it tells you the percentage of components.
Try the next one.
We're going, you get the picture. Okay, section 3 is the hazard identification. Here's the health effects. And this is up here, health effects. You can read through those. 4 is first aid. This is if you inhale the vapors or if you eat it, if you get in your eyes, whatever. Firefighting, if it catches on fire, this is how to extinguish it, or how not to extinguish it. Accidental release, that also might tell you how much can be released for it to spill. How to handle it, exposure controls, you guys get the picture. Stability and reactivity, that's also from up there. It's a strong incompatibility with strong oxidizers. Incompatibility means materials to avoid. So I won't say all of your MSDSs will look like this, but more and more. And I forgot, I have a handout that I'll give you tomorrow that has a list of acronyms that OSHA uses. So you'll know what ACGIH means, okay? And ANSI and OSHA and all those things. Does it have it on the back of there? Okay.
Down there, right there.
Oh, okay. I have a sheet, well, the one I have is for the whole website, but yeah. So this actually does good. So ACGIH means American Conference of Governmental Hygienists. Word I. All right. So AKA, that's on all your background investigations. What's your aliases? AKA. All right, so that's an MSDS. Everybody should know how to use them. So if you have a chemical that spills on wood, okay, and it starts to give off a little bit of a vapor, okay, where maybe there was a little bit of water there or some other chemical, now it's starting to react, you should know to go to the MSDS, what it's called, go down and look at all the hazards, any PPE that's necessary, okay, and be able to do what it requires, whether you need to evacuate or wipe it off or whatever, call the fire department, okay? So MSDSs, everybody should know how to use one, okay? And if you don't, while you're sitting in lab, you know, you're not gonna, I won't call you any names, if you just open it up and take a peek and see what's in it, okay? So, that's the first part. I need the signature sheets. Everybody should have their name printed on one, signed on the other. We got through MSDS 3. The other part will take it. It probably will take the full hour, and then, so tomorrow's Wednesday, right? We'll finish in the first hour and take a quiz, and then we'll get into the next section. Okay?
Quiz next hour?
No, we're not.
No, because my students only have class till 11 on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So tomorrow, Jeremy's got the rest of the hour. Tomorrow, we'll be here from 10 to 12. And the first hour we'll review, and then we'll take a quiz. And I'll review everything we covered today, and then we'll take a quiz, and then we'll start on the next section. So you got to get 10 hours at a minimum. It's going to probably take 12 hours, possibly 13 to get everything done because we're breaking it up. If we did it in 2 days, it would take closer to 10 hours. But where we have to review, then it's going to add on some time. Okay? All right.